Have you talked to Dad about the album?
No,
I haven't talked to him about the album either.
no, I haven't.
Maybe that's who we should get a live listen to.
I'm terrified.
Have Papa.
Travis Kelce expressed his deep admiration for Taylor Swift following the release of her highly anticipated 12th studio album, The Life of a Showgirl, during an episode of his New Heights podcast on Tuesday, October 17th. The Kansas City Chiefs tight end, who is 35 years old, demonstrated unwavering support for his fiancée, also 35, as he praised her latest musical achievement, telling his brother Jason Kelce that she had done it again and put the world on tilt. Travis continued by sharing how much fun it had been watching everyone's reactions to the album release and described the absolute blast they had been having together. He went on to detail how amazing Taylor looked and sounded during her extensive press tour covering radio appearances and talk shows, while emphasizing that the album itself was absolutely amazing and encouraging anyone who hadn't heard it yet to check out The Life of a Showgirl. When Jason pressed Travis about his feelings regarding Swift's new songs, that referenced him, Travis tilted his head back with laughter, suggesting there was much more to discuss about this topic. Travis, who announced his engagement to Swift through a joint Instagram post on August 26th, had actually been instrumental in helping Taylor share news of the album when she made her long-awaited appearance on the New Heights podcast alongside both brothers. The album announcement was unveiled in a teaser clip released at exactly 12:12 a.m. ahead of the full podcast drop, where Swift asked Jason if she could show him something. Jason replied asking what they had and noticed a briefcase that was mint green with TS emblazoned on it. When Jason inquired about the contents, Swift revealed it contained her brand new album, The Life of a Showgirl, which would be her 12th studio release. Travis chimed in during this revelation, adding his excitement to the moment. In the full episode released the following day, Swift revealed the mint green and sparkly orange cover art for The Life of a Showgirl, along with the 12 brand new tracks that would bring her Showgirl era to life. After fans decoded several Easter eggs she had dropped, they believe Travis served as inspiration behind multiple songs on the album. Travis also shared during the podcast that he had already listened to the entire album, and when pressed to reveal his favorite song, he admitted to going ahead and poking the bear with all the Swifties. He explained that while he kept listening to the album and knew Taylor had mentioned it would feature more pop beats, it remained incredibly poetic in her melodies and references, making it tremendously fun to listen to as he found himself dancing throughout the house. When Jason continued pressing Travis to name his specific favorite song, Travis ultimately revealed that he thought Opalite might be his top choice, since every time it came on he always caught himself gravitating toward it. Travis also assured fans that The Life of a Showgirl would definitely make them move their bodies. During his detailed discussion of favorite tracks, Travis mentioned that his top two songs upon first listen were Opalite and Eldest Daughter, explaining that he was particularly drawn to Opalite because he was a sucker for songs that captured the feeling of being down in the dumps when everything seemed wrong and uneasy in the world, before transforming Onyx Skies into Opalite, bringing back joy and energy. He described how the chorus had a very Christmassy vibe that made it feel even more joyous, while praising it as a catchy groove and fun bop that he absolutely loved. Regarding Eldest Daughter, Travis expressed his appreciation for ballads and found the expression and sentiment behind the song to be beautiful, showcasing Taylor's amazing writing abilities. His other top three tracks from the first listen included Fade of Alia, Life of a Showgirl, and Actually Romantic, with the latter becoming something of a recurring favorite that he found himself gravitating toward whenever he looked at the track list. He described Actually Romantic as having an alternative rock feel that reminded him of the 90s, while noting how Taylor made talking negatively sound incredibly sweet, which he found particularly fun and entertaining. Travis also mentioned Wishlist as probably ranking among his top tracks on the album after his fiancée Kylie encouraged him to revisit it, and he listened while reading the lyrics, discovering that the sentiment behind the song was fantastic and very well done in its clever exploration of what life and relationships were really about. When discussing songs that referenced him specifically, Travis noted how it felt very specific rather than just any general reference expressing his love for Taylor. He humorously compared himself to a redwood tree mentioned in one song, though he jokingly suggested that if someone wrote a song about him, it would probably reference a Japanese maple instead, since redwood seemed like a generous description. Taylor Swift provided more intimate details about her engagement, and ring during an appearance on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon on Monday, October 6th, where the 35-year-old musician revealed that Travis Kelce had possessed her engagement ring for a really long time before proposing. When Fallon asked if Kelce had put significant work into choosing the ring, Swift confirmed that he had and explained how he customized and designed it with an amazing jeweler. Fallon complimented the gorgeous ring, noting that even the sides were beautiful, to which Swift responded that she looked at it constantly since it didn't feel normal for her in any way. She expressed her deep feelings for Kelce, saying he was her favorite person she had ever met, and that the prospect of hanging out with him every day forever was what the engagement truly represented. When Fallon inquired whether Kelce had proposed after they recorded the record-breaking podcast episode where her new album was announced, Swift confirmed this was true and revealed the elaborate setup behind the proposal. She explained that for Travis, the podcast served as a distraction to prevent her from looking out the windows of his house, while he had blackout drapes installed on every window to hide the engagement setup being constructed in his backyard. Swift described how she initially thought Travis was simply being very serious about the podcast recording, which she appreciated, but later realized he was walking around nervous about the entire situation. She recalled him saying his heart was racing because he knew how much the podcast announcement meant to her and wanted it to be everything she hoped it would be, since they had been planning both the podcast appearance and album announcement together. Swift noted that she had never seen Kelce nervous before, since he was professionally not a nervous person, which made his behavior particularly telling after the podcast recording. Kelce asked if she wanted to walk around the backyard with a glass of wine, which Swift described as something she would always want to do. She then realized exactly why all the windows had been curtained and why he had been nervous, discovering it was the best possible scenario, as Fallon displayed a photo from their floral-filled engagement showing how Kelce had transformed his backyard into a secret garden oasis. Swift and Kelce announced their engagement on August 26th, which was 13 days after the podcast episode was released, and the couple had first started dating in 2023. During the same interview, Swift discussed attending her longtime friend Selena Gomez's recent wedding to music producer Benny Blanco, describing Gomez as the most elegant, gorgeous bride and overall vision she had ever witnessed. Swift shared that in her wedding speech, she deliberately avoided mentioning her own engagement to keep the focus strictly on the bride, since no one wants someone to raise their hand showing off their ring on someone else's wedding day. Instead, she discussed meeting Gomez for the first time in 2008 and did some light teasing about how they used to dress that year, while expressing happiness for Gomez and gratitude for being part of her life. Swift was later spotted enjoying downtime on Tuesday night when she went to dinner in New York City with close friend comedian Jared Carmichael at the buzzy steakhouse called the 86. The 35-year-old pop superstar wore a stylish plaid miniskirt with a thin black sweater that highlighted her trim figure and contrasted the look with tall tan leather boots that showcased her long legs. She accessorized with a small Christian Dior handbag, gold bracelets, and a slim luxury wristwatch with a rectangular face similar to the Cartier Tank American she had worn previously, while styling her long blonde hair straight and swept over one shoulder with crimson lipstick. Jared Carmichael had previously spoken about his friendship with Swift on Jimmy Kimmel's show, declaring that Taylor was his best friend, though acknowledging she probably wasn't his best friend in return. He jokingly told his former best friend that they were out and Taylor was in, since she had invited him on her private jet to games while his previous friend had never done so. Carmichael praised Swift as very smart and interesting, while noting that she knew more about football than he did and even shared tactical knowledge about the game, making him joke that he was the girlfriend in their friendship dynamic. Swift's recent activities followed her revelation about the fate of another major musical project, as fans had been eagerly awaiting the release of Reputation, Taylor's version, which would complete her re-recording of albums originally owned by Scooter Braun. During an appearance on the Rula and Ryan show, Swift expressed excitement about the newfound love for Reputation, which she felt was her favorite album that hadn't received a fair chance initially. However, she then disappointed many fans by stating that nothing from Reputation would be coming anytime soon, as she preferred to focus on living in the moment rather than dwelling on the past. Swift encouraged her fans to be present with her current album, since The Life of a Showgirl was fantastic and everyone was having tremendous fun with it. Since its release, The Life of a Showgirl had broken streaming records and achieved Swift's best debut performance to date, While she had previously given fans hope for a Reputation re-recording when she debuted Look What You Made Me Do Taylor's version on The Handmaid's Tale back in May,